Welcome, welcome.
All right. Well, I'm super excited to sit today with Brandon Zeller. I know a lot of people are very used to seeing myself, Stephanie Kennedy-Mell with Church Street Family, whether it's on uh, TV, on video, in photos, at all our websites. I kind of do the marketing for the company, and so I am the face of the company. But Church Street Family is built by so many more people than just myself and Matt. And so in 2026, we decided to introduce you to the people behind Church Street Family. And so today I'm sitting with Brandon Zeller, and we're going to talk about kind of where you started with Church Street Family and where you are, but currently the operations manager for the Mazzaras, downtown Huntsville and Athens. But first, I'm very curious. Let's start with how many years have you been with Church Street Family?
Well, not to brag, but I am the longest tenured employee. It was 8 years this past November. So we are in our 9th year together, and we're all still alive. So it works out
Oh
well.
my gosh.
So, yeah. I started at Purveyor in 2017 as a part-time server. I was working a day job, but my eldest was about to attend college. College is expensive, so I just needed a really nice place to work. I wanted to pay cash for her to go to school. That was the plan. And I absolutely fell in love with how you and Matt run your business. You are indeed a family. I've worked in a lot of places where we're a family here. Well, you fired.
You've actually worked in places that was family.
Yeah. So, and this is an actual family. I love that the name Mazzara's is your name, so to speak. But yeah, I started just as a part-time server, and I think I saw something in you guys that I really liked. I'm hoping you saw something in me that you really liked.
You're
And
here 8 years later, so
yeah, I'm still here 8 years later. So, and got the pleasure of being general manager at Purveyor, general manager at Poorhouse, general manager at Mazzara's, general manager at Little Mazzara's. So I'm thinking we're kind of a good luck charm there. So, but yeah, it was,
and now you're on both,
and yeah, so
you're bi-coastal.
that's right. That's right. I go to the luxurious towns of Athens and Huntsville. So with all the accoutrement, I go to that.
By county.
That's right.
Stone and Madison.
That's right. We're dual county now.
Yeah,
That's right.
county.
It's worldwide.
So I really wanted everyone to kind of like start to meet some of the people behind Church Street Family, which obviously starting with you makes sense since you are the longest tenured. And so what is your background? How long have you been in this industry?
I started, oh, wow. Not to divulge ages, because obviously I'm in my mid-30s. I started when I was 15. Yeah, a friend of mine in the neighborhood, buddy I ran around with, high school bud, his dad took over a gourmet breakfast place in Atlanta called the Original Pancake House. And he cleaned house when he got there, and he hired me and his son to come be dish pit and busboys. So we got to be busboys and dish pit on Saturdays and Sundays.
How old were you?
I was 15 or 16, and I had to be 16 because I knew my parents weren't going to drive me, so I was driving. And but yeah, knocking out dish pit, listening to some tunes, seeing how the behind the scenes work, being a busboy out on the floor, and just witnessing people enjoying themselves and that kind of thing. And it kind of stuck in. But the overriding factor, of course, when you work in the back of the house, is every once in a while the chef throws you free food, and so that was the perk. And my friend Brian and I really enjoyed that. So, but that's how it started. I noticed that the front of the house staff, the servers, were making a little bit more money than I was, and I was much more chatty than they were. So I eventually ended up on the floor, and over time and years, let's see, I was 15. Through high school and college, I waited tables and bar backed, things like that.
Yep.
Did it all that way, and then got a real job, after college. And after years and years of not liking a cubicle and a keyboard and a shirt and tie, I found my way back into restaurants, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely for a specific personality.
It is.
I always say that everyone's part of a play or in a show. Like, all right, start time. The curtain's about to
Right.
go up, whatever. Boom, change your personality, and you're out on the floor.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, giving what I say is 1.5 hours of joy to every table
Exactly.
in iteration.
They can go anywhere to get something to eat. They're coming to us for a reason. So
What would you say is probably one of the biggest lessons you learned in your first year of management? So now you've done dish, you've done serving, and then you started kind of get into this management.
when I well, one thing that I really love about being a manager is I'm doing the exact same thing every single day, but it's never the same thing twice. It's a new adventure every day, and I really like that aspect of it.
Did you get over because every server thinks, oh, the manager so I can relax.
Yeah. So coming up, the first management job with you, I had come from the floor, so I knew what the service was supposed to be. I knew what the kitchen was supposed to be, and having that background and then being able to lead, it just felt like a really nice flow. So one of the other lessons that I've learned is the customer's not always right. I'm a customer all the time, and I'm rarely right. So, but the customer always leaves happy, and that's the goal, and that's something that you instill in all of your businesses, and that comes from all the way back when I was young. And it's you may not like it, but this is where we are, and we take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because everyone's like, "Oh, it must be easy." You're like, no, it's so much easy.
We just make it look easy.
Yeah, easy is having your flexible schedule and coming in, doing your shift, and going. Management is this consistent, even
Right.
when you're off, you're on and keeping
Right.
those phone calls, and so I think it takes a whole nother personality type to even
It
think
does.
that this
And
is.
it takes a tenacity. It really does. I mean, we're a special breed, being in the business for a really long time and not losing our hair or our minds. So
So another question, kind of staying in that tone, that I thought was interesting is front of house versus ownership perspective.
mm,
Now I don't know because we work in our business, so
yes, you are very hands-on every day.
I almost
And
feel like I'm front of house. I have to forget I'm ownership until someone wants to complain. And can I see the owner? I'm like, let me get to the manager.
yeah. Yes, we are the front line of defense. So, no, the front of the house it's what everyone sees. They don't see the grind that goes on behind the scenes in the kitchen. Out here, everything is beautiful and lovely and perfect and, appointed. But in the back of the house, we could be,
Right. So, in fact, I have a question of what guests don't see behind the scenes, handling those difficult situations with grace, right? And going,
Right.
so how many times in your career have not you necessarily, but somebody in your orbit of restaurants have gone into the walk-in just to scream?
it's
What happens
it's
wrong
not
with
as being in the business for some time. I can tell a short story. I have gone into the walk-in cooler just to scream. I have purposely left my work phone somewhere else so it didn't ring. When I was younger, I worked at a restaurant that had a very large walk-in cooler, and it was just boxes all the way up the wall and that kind of thing. And I noticed one day that one of the boxes was really dented in. And so I went back out, and a friend of mine's hand was very red. And I said, "Did you punch the boxes?" "Yes. Yes, I did." And he was very calm after that. But it was, "So do you do that often?" And he was, "About once a week," because, someone will ask the question, all of the food on this is a fried seafood platter.
Right.
Is everything fried? Yes, everything's fried. So, and just when you hear those questions, sometimes you smile, you're graceful, and then you walk to the back of the house and you sound like Yosemite Sam, and then you get into the walk-in cooler, you punch a couple of boxes, feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
So,
There's a trick to being happy every single day.
There is.
For
And
8 hours straight, regardless of what's going on.
so, in reference to a baseball coach that I had, if you were not doing what you were supposed to do, and the coach could tell your mind wasn't in it. And this is something that I use here, and I've done it many times at this building because it's a nice building. You need to take a lap.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, and I'll do it too. I just go outside, walk around the building one time, make it look like I'm checking the grounds and all that, but really I'm just clearing my head and just trying to get back to that zen that you need when you walk.
Which I like because I think people realize they're like, man, everyone works there. It's just great. And so it's kind of that Facebook happy, right? You're
Right.
like, no. This is what I do every day.
That's
But
right.
I think people sometimes forget we're human, and they think servers are like bots that come in and I will take your order. I will drop your food.
No,
It's like, no. There's a
No.
lot of emotions going on in the back of the house that you're not seeing. There could be somebody going into, we call it server alley, because that's just where they all go to polish glasses and flatware and stuff. And you could just see someone's like, "Ugh, exhausted. They've done 2 doubles. They're, maybe their dog died. They've got a flat tire. And then they walk out of that room and they're like, hi, did you like the pasta? Can I get you dessert?
Yes.
And I think I have so much respect for that. It's just an insane switch of personality that has to happen.
You're not wrong. It is putting on a show. It is. So, I mean, we call action at the beginning of a shift.
That's right.
Sometimes you get to go behind the curtain, change makeup, change wardrobe, so to speak. But when you come back out, you're on. Know your lines.
That's right.
Yeah, and hit your mark. So, but in all the businesses, one of the things that I absolutely love about the Church Street family, having worked in every one of the businesses at some point,
Yes.
is all the employees that stick around. We have some employees that, they're in, they're out. We've had employees who it's just a part-time gig. This is just a summer thing for me. But there are employees that we have that are long-standing restaurant industry folks. 30 years plus here, 25, 30 years plus at Purveyor.
Yeah.
I know a couple of guys that I've known for 25 years because we waited tables together that long ago. But the thing that I really, really enjoy, and you can see it in the management, it starts with owners, goes to management, and I see it in the employees. Everybody who works at the Church Street family gives a damn about what they do. It means something that this is properly set. It means something that the plate is properly set. It means something that the chef sees a dish. No, I don't like it. It's not right.
I like that if somebody's not at that level or doing that, we don't necessarily have to say something to them. One of the other servers will be like, hey, that's not how that's done.
Right.
This is how it's done. And
Everybody coaches everybody up.
yes.
I love it.
So it's a team, which is a team sport.
It is. So someone who, I used to wait tables at a little coffee shop or something. That's not waiting tables.
Yeah.
So, but they come here, they get I was like, oh, okay. So this is a little bit different. So, but
what is, how would you look at that from, because you came from Baumhauer's, right?
yeah,
So
I've worked at
sports bar.
Baumhauer's, sports
So
bars.
now, I don't consider us fine dining, but we do have tablecloths. So
Right.
what do we say at Mazzara?
Well, so
For
at
casual
Purveyor,
dining?
we're a fine dining restaurant with casual appeal. And here we're a casual dining restaurant with fine dining appeal.
Right.
So I like that, the server might roll a sleeve up. Wear jeans, but, classy, but it gives a little bit of an everyman
Pressed
to it. Right.
down.
Everyone, I love that our uniforms they're precise, but they're just enough casual so no one's intimidated. I've worn the penguin suit with the apron all the way down to your ankles, and it is not cohesive to a work environment.
Yes.
But giving a little bit of a casualness to even fine dining, it relaxes your guests. It relaxes your employees.
So this is a restaurant with stairs,
Yes, it is.
which is rare.
It's true.
There's restaurants now that have elevators, but not necessarily stairs.
Right.
I don't even know what the question is. What's the perspective on being like,
Well, I'll tell you what I tell everyone when I interview.
okay,
You need to physically and mentally prepare yourself for stairs. And, oh, no, I run half marathons. I can do that. Cool. And at the middle of the second shift, a server will get to the top of the stairs, hands on knees. Why all the stairs? And you can just see them panting. And so, okay, marathons. But I make that comment. Being in this house, when we opened here in 21, the stairs rebuilt our calves and thighs. And we all kind of physically adhered to it. So, but I give applause to all the servers who, and the server assistants and everyone who comes up the stairs. I mean, carrying a large oval tray with 30 pounds of dishes on it on your shoulder, up a flight of stairs and not dropping a stitch.
and then walk in and someone's like, finally.
Yeah,
And you're like,
that's right. If you only knew. So, and I get that question, how come there's no elevator? How come there's no dumb waiter and that kind of thing? This house was built in 1848. We're not going to take away the historical perspective of this house. So, but I do mention it to all my staff.
Yes.
You need to be prepared for stairs.
absolutely.
So, but it brings on a physical challenge, and sometimes that back stairwell while I'm carrying that tray, harumph, and I get to the top and I'm fine. So,
I actually spoke to my yoga instructor and was like, why am I out of breath when I go up the stairs? That's not what I'm doing yoga for. And she's like, what?
I need stairs.
What do you mean you're out of breath? What do you mean stairs? How many stairs? How fast did you take them? What did you do 5 minutes before you walked in the door? I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah, that's what I
So
do.
I tell everyone, just breathe.
Yeah.
And if you push through the heel, it's actually working your butt.
Exactly.
And then you're really getting a free workout.
And then the next time, go on the balls of your toes and you get your calves. It's a free exercise. That's all I'm saying.
It's in the handbook.
Well, I need the stairs because I like the pasta.
Amen.
So, yeah.
Like the pasta. What's your favorite dish?
Oh, all of them. No.
I always tell people, what are you in the mood for? I have a favorite
Right.
fish dish. I have a favorite pasta dish. I have a favorite
Exactly.
protein dish.
There are days where I want the penne pasta primavera and I want a beautifully grilled salmon on because it's a little bit lighter fare. I will admit the dish that I love the most, my grandmother used to make something similar. They lived in San Francisco for a while, so the seafood chopino is one of my absolute favorites with the lobster. Yeah, man, it's chopino. My grandmother called it soup. Who wants soup? Woo, me. I had a couple of the other grandchildren, my cousins. They didn't like seafood. They didn't like ocean bugs. So I put it in my bowl, man. Yeah, quick short story. I got a seafood chopino one night going home. And I was at the house, long day, and I had it on the saute pan on the eye. And my daughter walks around and Dad, seriously, you cannot eat chipino this many times in a row. So, yes, I can. Mind your business. So knowing that I eat the way I eat the chipino is, I'm not afraid to ruin a shirt. It is just I get in
Wait,
there.
tell a story. What happened at Little Mazzara's with the gentleman and the wife, and he waited till she went to the bathroom so he
Oh.
could jerk.
Yeah. So, and it's happened here with veal in the same way. Beautiful couple was enjoying their meal. He got to the soupy part. He'd eaten all of the seafood of his chipino, and he was going to pick up the bowl, as one does. And he was going to get to here. And she was like, Peter, don't you even think about it. And he was like, he put it back down. And so I touch all the tables. I kind of treat each night I'm throwing a dinner party at my house. So I want to go make sure all my guests are having a good time. And but I'd seen this. I was one table away, and then she got up and went to use the restroom, and he just said, "Hey, psst, come here." And I walked over to everything. Okay, and, do a spoon, or, do you need crackers? What can I do for you? He says, just turn around and make sure she doesn't see me. I go, really? And he goes, yes. And he picked the bowl up, knocked it down, get rid of the evidence. So I love it here because we do, we at both Mazzara's, Little Mazzara's and here at Mazzara's, we do a veal chop that's amazing. It's a bone-in veal chop. And many times I've seen the bone get here. And
Yeah.
And it's, you want to caveman it and just gnaw on that bone, but you want to,
I want people to feel
and
comfortable.
that's what I like, right?
Yes.
It's just like you're at my house. If you don't pick that bone, I'll be mad at you.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah,
Well, until you know.
exactly.
What is one dish you think will never take off the menu?
Carmela's meatballs and pasta. So I named it.
Carmela's live.
That's right. Mom's recipe. And it's hands down our most popular recipe. When we look at sales, it is a top 3 week over week, year over year. So, and you can't deny it. It's the most amazing meatballs, house-made
Now
fettuccine.
you've met Carmela.
And I've met Carmela. That's right. So we have hung out. So yeah, she's a hoot. So it's fun because being your mom that I don't hear the Long Island accent until Carmela's in town.
Oh gosh.
And then when these two get together, yeah, it's an absolute, it's just ma. What are you doing? Take it away. I don't want it.
Where's Brandon? I need a cigarette.
That's right. Where's Brandon? Would sneak out and have a smoke.
Yeah.
So yeah. So she's a character, but knowing her and having conversations with her and hanging out with her off the clock, so to speak.
Yes.
It lets me know that is family. This is what the family is. It's not like this just for show. It's like that every day.
Oh yeah. She walks in.
So-
Why is my picture on the wall?
Yeah,
Because
take
you are
that down.
Carmela of Carmela's meatballs.
So your dad's name's on the building.
I think it's enough. I think you can remove that from the menu now. That is not how this works.
No.
No.
So not at all. So yeah, I love it when she's in town. And I will admit, the first time she sat on the porch, you guys had a family thing going on here in town. And she sat on the porch. And it was the first time that I placed Carmela's meatballs in front of Carmela. And I took one step back and she took a bite. Brandon, it's delicious. And then she looked at you and she goes, I don't know if this is my recipe. And you guys just started going and I couldn't stop laughing. And I just, yes, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. And I went back inside and honestly, I peered through the door to watch to see if you guys would just keep going. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah. So
I mean, would you attest to being pretty authentic Italian food?
it is authentic Italian. Many guests over the 5 years here and 2 and change out in Athens. A lot of our guests they love wine. They go, and many have been to Italy. And I love getting a text message from a guest or a call or an email, anything, where it says, we're in Italy and your Parpadel pasta is better than the one I'm having right now.
Oh, I should post that. But
Yeah.
people wouldn't believe me.
Yeah, it sounds made up, but it is mind-boggling. Well, I've also had it the other way. Okay, we're in Milan and we're having this dish and
Or I'm in Milan having this dish. Why isn't it on the menu at Mazzara's?
Right. So how come you don't have this? Or okay, so your veal's better, but this is better. It's like, well, it is Italy. I mean, they've had some practice. So
I have a I wouldn't say last question, but definitely a question I want to ask before we finish, which is, what are you most excited about coming in the future?
Oh,
I mean,
there are many things. It is.
One thing that people ask for all the time that we keep saying we're going to do,
and it's in this building, and we're about to have spirits in this building. We have been wine and beer for the first 5 years of this, and it's been amazing. We sell a lot of wine. I love that we have a very eclectic wine menu, a price point for every pocket, and a taste for every palate. It's one of the things. Your palate's different than mine. One thing I love that you may not, or one thing you love that I may not. We have the whole gamut on our menu. But when we add spirits, as someone who likes an old fashioned, I'd really like to have an old fashioned, martini. So that does bring up in my head, just thinking management wise, I'm very excited to have liquor, spirits in the building, so we can have a party of 4 upstairs with martinis and cocktails and that kind of thing. But in the back of my head, as a dad, as a manager, we're bringing martini glasses upstairs. Pray for us. So, but we have.
Is this a formal request for stemless martini glasses?
No. I want to watch these kids sup. Like, I want to see the sweat beads.
Entire tray of just glasses.
I'm old, and if I can do it, you can do it.
There you go.
So,
I love it.
Yeah, that's how it works. I never ask anybody to do something I haven't done. It'll take a little bit of training, but that'll all happen. A lot of our staff are fans of the cocktail tray. I grew up. Again, I'm still in my mid-30s. But yeah, cocktail tray was part of your uniform. I mean, that's, in our business, and this is one of my favorite mantras that we have. You have 2 hands, you can carry 2 things. We don't stack, we don't overload, we don't waffle house it up the arm. But with 2 hands, if one of your hands is 14 inches around, you can carry a lot of things. So it'll be fun to see it happen. I'm very excited about it. I'm ready to watch that bartender just see that that ticket of 17 drinks come up because we have a large party upstairs, and see the panic on their face. And then probably you and I jump behind the bar, we start shaking martinis. So
what you got to do.
Hey, this is our house.
And I love you mentioned spirits. So maybe we'll finish with one ghost story.
Okay.
Do you have a ghost story? I have a ghost story, but
you tell the ghost story, because I remember you meeting. Matt and I had left the building, and you were still here for a few moments. But when you came to us, it was quite the tale.
Yeah. So we are in this very historic house of over 100 years old. So there's going to be ghosts. And so when we were starting to build this house, we would slowly but surely have to knock a hole in the wall here or break something there, and then things would fall off the walls, like exit signs that have been here for 10 to 15 years.
No one's touched.
That's no one's touched, would just fall from the ceiling. And then I think the one night I was doing a little video talking to y'all on
right,
Marco Polo's.
It was I think blue in this room, or we should put that painting there. I can't remember what you were talking.
Middle of the night.
Face, yeah.
And all of a sudden you hear boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Hear a noise over there. Do you hear a noise? They're like, it was like, yeah, I hear a noise. I'm like, hold on, I'll go see where it's coming from. Like, I'm a ghost hunter or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get to the room that we're in right now, which is right below the attic. Obviously, the whole house below the attic, but there's the staircase in this room. And I got to the door, and I realized the banging was coming from the attic, and I was like, and I'm out.
I'm gonna get my purse. I'm out.
You know what? That's coming from the attic. We're out of here.
Right.
So I did decide to have a little conversation with the ghosts one afternoon and let them know
we're here on good intentions.
We are gonna, turn this into a restaurant. I gave them the whole thing. I said, we're gonna turn this into a restaurant. We're gonna bring joy and happiness and celebration and back to this house that you lived in. And ever since, I've never heard the ghosts once.
Nope. We comically named them at one point. Beatrice and Mildred, I think, is what the names we were using. So, but since that first week when we first came into the building, we haven't heard the banging. Thank you, ladies. Good pleasure.
I'm glad that I was true to what I said was going to happen. Truly does happen, and people celebrate here. And so whether it's a Tuesday afternoon and you're just having lunch and or dinner or throwing a party, I think this is the place to be.
I absolutely agree. So you can't beat the food. The service is impeccable. So, and that all comes from you and Matt.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is.
And the people who work here every single day.
Well, you help preach that our standard is way up here, right? I want to keep our standard up there.
My mother's name is on the building.
Your mother's name is on the building. That's right. And I'm not dealing with her.
Uh-uh.
So yeah, I'll fight with you, but I don't.
Smoke cigarette. She's outside with you. I don't know what's going on.
I'm bribing her.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'll-
I'm trying to get secret.
I'll give you the money into
That's
the
right.
table. You keep.
I'm trying to get secret recipes out of her. She's not budging. So, but yeah.
Well, thanks for sitting down and introducing yourself to everybody. I think it's
Absolutely.
about time that over 11, 12 years, I don't even know how long I'm doing this, that people start to meet the people behind Church Street.
What? Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yay.
All right.
Cheers. So these are my grandparents. My restaurant here is named after Mary and Vito Mazzara. And if we go to this one, this is my grandfather with my Aunt Vincenzina and great-grandfather Stefano. And then a great picture of Carmela, my great-grandmother Carmela, my grandfather Vito, and my great-grandfather Stefano. And I'm actually named after them. My name is Stephanie Carmela, and so I'm named after Stefano and Carmela. So we had to put their pictures up here. And then I'll also show you, because I think I said in the interview that my mother said, why is her picture on the wall?
He's looking good.
So this is actually a family photo circa the 1950s from Sicily, which shows my great-grandmother and our extended family. But this is a family photo of my Aunt Zena, which is the baby in that other picture, and my mother, Carmela, from Carmela's Meatballs. And as you can see, there's quite the family resemblance. So this is the room. So this behind this map essentially is the staircase that goes to the attic. And, oh my gosh, it's not gonna. To the right. It's an old 1800s attic. I wish I had staircase to my attic.